Hi, so this is an update for week 13, which just wrapped up. I got to do some great riding outside this last weekend. I did 56 miles on Saturday with the group, and outside it was pretty strenuous, and then followed by a brick 3 mile run. And then Sunday, I got to do about a 75, 80-minute run in the morning that included the canyon grade, which is pretty steep, and then did a 50-mile ride in the afternoon with a friend. So I'm feeling pretty good now about being outside. The wind has kicked up here in Twin Falls the last couple of days, so uh, there's been some adjustment. I did ride yesterday, which was technically a rest day, about 20 miles, but it was pretty slow. It was an exercise in patience. So anyway, the other update that I have is that the course schedule has been posted. I've known of the course itself uh, for a pretty good chunk of time, but I don't have a very good concept of it because I don't live in Boise, obviously. So anyway, one of these weekends I am going to have to make a trip to Boise and at least check out so that I know where I'm going. Because any of you that know me well know that I like to plan, and when I can't plan, I um, have a lot of stress surrounding that. So that's something that's on my list to take care of. I did go ahead and get a room booked, a suite booked for 2 nights, Friday night and Saturday night. This Boise half Ironman race is different in that it starts, first of all, it's raced on a Saturday, and it starts midday. I think it's starting at 10 o'clock. It started at noon last year, and they pushed it back 2 hours. So that's going to kind of monkey with some of the time constraints that will be there. And the transition zones are not all in the same place. So Ironman Coeur d'Alene, everything, transition 1 and transition 2 are right there at the park. So in the morning you just make one stop, you drop all your gear off, and you're ready to go for the day. You don't have to monkey around with anything. Um, but with this one, there are multiple transition zones and that are not at the same place. So T1 and T2 are at separate places, and your bike is one place, and your run bag is another place. So I am still trying to figure out exactly how that's going to work. But it sounds like maybe there's a shuttle situation going on or something. So that is all to be determined. And after booking rooms, I realized that I might need to actually drive in on Thursday night. So I've floated out there to see if I can't figure out a room for that night without having to fork out more for a hotel. So anyway, things are getting closer. I think, as I said in my last video, sort of the next step is going to be to continue to build miles, get miles under my belt, particularly with the bike, which is my weakest discipline, and then get out and get into some water. So I looked online today to see if I could find a temperature reading for Durkee's Lake, because that would be the optimal place to go and do some open water swimming, but I was unsuccessful in finding a temperature gauge at this time. So probably within the next 3 weeks that needs to happen. I have a pretty good wetsuit that should still meet all the parameters. The actual athlete guide will be posted probably within the next 2 weeks, and I'll have a lot better idea about what it is I'm going to be walking into. So with that, yeah, I really have nothing else to complain about. No injuries. And that's always great. I am a little concerned about some bike stuff. I'm thinking this may be the last year that I can race on the bike that I have without some serious work swapping out components. And at that point, it may be worth it just to go ahead and upgrade. But it's going to be a decision. It's always a decision about whether or not you're committed for life, right? How much you're going to spend. So anyway, I think that's the only other thing that I have to comment about. It's just gear wearing out, gear wears out. So yeah, I'm glad you all stuck with me. Sorry that was kind of a long update, but the other ones have been pretty short. So hopefully you suffered through it. All right. Well, hey, maybe we'll see you out there training.